Hey guys, the name is Ikrit, and welcome back to another edition of Bad Ramblings, the series where I ramble on badly. Today's topic is a Korean webtoon called Her Pet by Pito. This, along with a whole bunch of other mangas that I need to talk about in this series, is something that I read a long time ago. And by a long time ago, I mean like maybe a year, 8 months, somewhere around there. A little bit of a backstory before I start on this webcomic. I did find this comic around a year, maybe 8 months ago. This is on the publishing website called Leshin, which is, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but for such a long time, aka the year or 8 months, I've been calling it Lensin, so even if I see that there is no N in the middle, in between, I'm still calling it Lensin Comics for some reason. But anyways, with this publishing company, they do the webtoons, webcomics, whatever. But if you want to continue reading, they'll give you the 3 chapters for free. But if you want to continue reading, you're gonna have to pay for it. To which I totally understand, you know, like you gotta make money with it somehow. But me being the person who don't really like the whole fact of I have to pay per chapter, I'd much prefer if I pay for like the entire thing, although they might do that, but you know, no way in hell am I going to be paying for that, like that much for fucking, what is it, like it's like 72 chapters plus an epilogue. Was that even a backstory? I don't even know, but yeah, it's been such a long time since I've read it. I still do remember specific details that made me want to make this bad rambling in the first place. But the thing is, since I had so much time to think, and also a lot of time to be looking at Love Live doujins for some reason, even though I don't actually watch the anime, I found out that he actually made some Love Live doujins, and one of it involves Fight Club. So instead of them being idols, they're in a fucking fight club and they're beating the shit out of each other, to which I'm over here like, damn, consider the theme in Her Pet. I'm over here like, look, if you got a certain thing with girls beating the shit out of each other, I ain't gonna judge, but like, damn. Anyways, let's continue on to Her Pet and what it is about. Because I'm extremely lazy, I'm just gonna be reading the summary off of the fucking Korean webtoons wikia. Gayoon decides to enroll into a high school far away from home just to be closer to Soha, her middle school heroine and idol. Gayoon finds out about Soha's loss and decides to help her by filling the role of Soha's once true friend, Happy, Soha's pet dog. What, you thought the title was just symbolism? Nah, man, it's a literal shit. She thought it was a fucking great idea to pretend to be a fucking dog for like the majority of the chapter. A backstory on that summary, Gayoon was bullied when she was in middle school, and during the middle school, this girl Soha saved her from the bully. When she gets into high school, she meets up with like her bully again. At that point, if I remember, Soha steps in once more and saves her, and that's when Gayoon and Soha kind of starts talking, and that's when she kind of finds out that Soha says that Gayoon reminds her of Happy, her dog, to which I always think if somebody compares you to a dog, I always find that as like a fucking insult, because you are basically comparing this person to a species of lesser intelligent. Fight me, dog lover. There's a lot of issues I have with this webcomic. The first thing is starting with the whole Happy situation. It's such a terrible fucking way to start your relationship. Speaking of, like, romance, because this is a bad rambling and I go everywhere at this point, I can't even make a fucking list. Speaking of the romance, there is no romance at all. This can be counted as the fucking prologue to their friendship. Not even like a love relationship, just a fucking friendship kind of thing, because by the time the epilogue comes, they're kind of like in this relationship where Soha finally sees Gayoon as Gayoon instead of seeing her as Happy. So if you do expect some kind of fucking romance in this webcomic, you're going to be sorely disappointed. But if you are looking for a lot of people fighting each other, a lot of specifically girls fighting each other, or just like two girls fighting each other all the fucking time, and bullying, there is like a Yuri, girl love in this webcomic, but it's with these two different characters, and I'm totally fine with them. They're whatever, but I'm here for the fucking main dish. I ain't here for the side salad, alright? What about that first point that I completely veer off to? Oh yeah, the whole dog relationship thing. I found that to be, like I said, not a good way to start your relationship, especially when like 4 years later or something, you're thinking like, oh yeah, how did we met? Oh, remember the time when you put a shock collar on me because, you know, I was still playing the dog, Happy. Did I just spoil you about the whole shock color thing? Yeah, that's another point that I wanted to talk about. So other than just Gayoon being like happy and like having a dog color on and just constantly like patting and just running around doing fucking tricks like sitting and like there is Soha, who is completely fine with this young girl who is acting like a fucking animal. And even though it was Gayoon's idea, you think that Soha would be like, I don't know about that, you know? I could always just get another dog instead of a fucking human pet. So going into that whole shock color chapter, Soha talks to her other friend, who is this like super cool chick. She is super chill, but at the same time, she's over here like, you got this girl who's who's being your fucking dog. During this chapter, Soha is having a problem with Happy because the doggo keeps on biting her. And her friend recommends, in order to discipline the doggo, she recommends Soha to get a shock collar. So that's what she fucking did. She got the shock collar, and here is Gayoon acting like Happy, and, well, or at least, you know, a dog, and trying to bite her or some shit, and then she's just turning on that fucking shock collar. At some point, Gayoon kind of goes, Happy goes down into that, like, fake, like, sadness. So then Soha would come closer and she just grabs the remote to the shock collar and fucking throws it across the room, to which it breaks it, and it just makes the collar, just shocks her continuously. And so, you know, the moral of the story is don't put shock collars on people because it's for dogs, not for humans. Look, man, dogs don't have the same rights as us, alright? And then towards the middle and the end of the webcomic, we get to dive into Soha's past, or at least Soha's current problem, and the reason why she's super chill with a fucking human dog. It's the whole point is that her brother is such a fucking bully. He's basically abuses everything he sees. Like, he beats the shit out of his own sister. Before, when she had the dog, he would beat the shit out of the dog instead of her. But then, you know, Happy's kind of like, fuck this abuse, I'm out, so it ran away. And then there's her mom in this whole thing, who didn't say anything, who didn't do shit. You know, it's like, oh yeah, my son beats the shit out of my daughter, but when they got the dog Happy, it's like, well, I know he's beating the shit out of the dog, but at least he's not beating my daughter. Dogs don't have the same rights as us. There's just that drama with Soha's family, and then there's Gayoon's problem with the fucking bully. To which I'm over here like, holy shit, dude, the amount of bullying she is getting from this one girl whose story is the fact that she used to be in the kickboxing, or is it just boxing? I don't remember, boxing or kickboxing, I'm just gonna say boxing for right now. She used to be in the boxing club, I guess if I remember, she tried to defend a classmate slash friend of her, but then it all got turned on her, and eventually she kind of just went and say, fuck this shit, I'm gonna become a bully. So then she fucks other people up. You viewed her as a monster, so now she's going to act as the monster. That's basically her whole point. She ends up getting her ass kicked by Soha, who has no experience in fighting at all. The only reason why Soha won was she's just really persistent, you know? She look, man, she gets beat by her brother, alright? She knows how to take pain. Anyways, that's basically about it. If I have anything else I want to say, you can see it in the description down below. I write a lot of things sometimes if I do have a lot more things to say after the video. Other than that, thank you guys for watching this. Please remember to leave a like and a comment down below. I got my social medias. Follow me on my Twitter, my Instagram. I also got my Discord if you want to join and talk about Yuri things, I suppose. I mean, I just really want people on that channel talking to other people, alright? Again, thank you guys for watching this, and I will see you guys in the next video.